Without action, there is no knowledge. This 15-foot by 30-foot mural was painted at the Highlander. The Highlander Center for Education and Research is in New Market, Tennessee. Most people have never heard of the Highlander, but it was a location and an institution that played an important part in the history of social movements in the United States, and in two particular, because it was out of Highlander that the efforts to organize industrial unions in the South, this is where a lot of the planning and organizing went on. And the second thing was that the civil rights movement in the South, this was one of the places where the conferences and the meetings and the discussions and everything was organized to help in that historic effort. It's a popular education center in the sense of the theories that were promoted by Miles Horton and Paulo Freire and other popular educators. It's a wonderful place. In the main meeting room, you don't have auditorium seating. Instead, there's a huge circle with rocking chairs, and all the meetings take place, and you're just sitting in a big circle in your rocking chair, rocking away and having discussions. And it's a farm, it's a working farm, and people are involved in the farming there. And I went there and painted this mural in 1998. One of the central parts of this image is the coming together of these two great movements. The crowd carrying signs and banners for the organization of the Congress of Industrial Organizations, and the civil rights movement coming together and marching towards a big red apple that symbolizes education, along with bread and roses, which are symbols of the labor movement. On either side of the door, on one side is Lucille Thornburg, who was a CIO organizer, and she holds a club that was used in different struggles to build industrial unions when workers had to defend their picket lines. And on the right is Martin Luther King, who participated in events at Highlander. Above them are dancing cows. In the anti-communist 1950s, the hysteria was directed against the Highlander, and one of the charges that there was nude dancing going on. So I put in some nude dancing there. And at the bottom is, I think, basically how capitalist education works. We see workers going in one side of the educational institution, and they come out as corpses on the other side. Highlander is an important institution, and it's really the kind of institution that should be emulated. There are efforts, there have been efforts around the country to have this kind of popular education, but it's very marginalized. And along with institutions like that, we really need to bring labor history, civil rights history, all the history of the working class movement into our mainstream educational institutions. That task remains before us.